everyone.
What's up guys, Unofficial MCU here. Hope you're all doing well, and in today's video we have some pretty breaking Marvel news into the regards of Spider-Man. A new Marvel Studios / Sony Pictures deal may be going on for the Spider-Man character and having some huger implications, some better implications for him making an MCU return inside and out of his next Spider-Man 4 solo outing, and inside and out of Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. Like, he has that potential possibility to also appear in other Marvel projects. So we're gonna go ahead, we're going to hop right on into it, break it all down for you guys, everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Marvel related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from the Direct's article as an overall garnering source. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well, but it's also definitely 110% worth noting that there are a lot of reputable sources out there discussing and covering this right now. As they read, according to a new report, Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures may be making headway on a deal that would allow Tom Holland's Spider-Man character to make his non-Spidey movie MCU return. Now, as I had mentioned in our prologue there, that would go inside and out of his next solo outing for the MCU Spider-Man 4, and potentially also with Avengers Secret Wars and Avengers Doomsday as well, both of those movies. I feel like both of those next two Avengers movies are kind of a given that he would also appear in there, but I don't know. Let's read here. By the end of 2024, more than 3 years will have passed since the release of Tom Holland's last wall-crawling adventure, Spider-Man No Way Home, which is pretty unbelievable that it was that far away now. This marks the longest gap between a Tom Holland-led Spider-Man movie since he took over the role. Now, what I have caught wind of, and I'm not 110% certain on this either, so don't quote me on it, but my understanding is that like Marvel and Sony, they have to make, like, especially on Sony's side of things, they have to make a Spider-Man movie every like couple of given years, or else the whatever deal the Marvel Studios, the MCU, and Sony Pictures have, like, that kind of goes underway, like, because that's a part of their deal. Their current deal right now is that Sony Pictures and Marvel Studios make a solo Spider-Man movie every couple of years essentially, or they lose the rights, pretty much is my understanding of it. But if you guys know more about that, let me know in the comments down below, please. That seemingly never-ending waiting time may be coming to an end soon though, however, as we have covered and discussed here on the channel quite recently. Some recent huge news was and has indicated that Marvel Studios is starting to gear up for the 4th MCU Spider-Man film, with Destin Daniel Cretton set to take on the directing duties. And it looks like that it would begin filming in the beginning of 2025 for a 2026 release date. So a new Spider-Man deal may be close that won't really necessarily impact or affect Spider-Man 4, but inside and out of that there as well. Like, he'd be able to appear in other Marvel projects as well. So word is that Marvel Studios is starting to work towards Tom Holland's return to the MCU outside the long-awaited Spider-Man 4, maybe even possibly potentially before Spider-Man 4. Insider Daniel Richman had wrote on his personal Patreon with a new inside scoop that sources have told him that Spider-Man film rights holders Sony Pictures and Marvel Studios are currently at work on a new deal that would allow Tom Holland's take on the web slinger to appear in multiple MCU movies. These on-screen appearances would be outside of the solo MCU Spider-Man films that the studios have already planned, akin to Holland's role in titles like Captain America Civil War or Avengers Infinity War. So, as I kind of mentioned from the get-go towards the beginning of this video, I think if for anything, this deal, if it isn't already a thing, this new deal that Sony Pictures and Marvel Studios are working on essentially would allow to have Spider-Man appear in the next two Avengers movies, even though it's a bit of a given kind of thing. Not just that as well, though, as I had touched on, there's also other potential that he could also appear before his next, when we're anticipating him to appear for Spider-Man 4 as well, and in other MCU Marvel projects like even Disney Plus shows as well. So as part of this reported deal, Daniel Richman had wrote in his report that it would also see Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige oversee all of the Tom Holland solo Spider-Man movies as well. As if he doesn't already have enough kind of power with that though, and kind of working with the Sony producer Amy Pascal as well, I think that he would have more creative choices and some more creative will over that there as well, and it may feel more connective to the rest of the grander scheme of things and to the greater MCU. I think that Spider-Man Far From Home kind of struggled with that But his original Spider-Man Homecoming, though, however, definitely didn't, because you had other Marvel characters like Iron Man showing up in that movie, references to Captain America also popping up in that movie, so that isn't to say that that was the case for that, but maybe we could be going back to that essentially. Now, this should also quell some fears that after the John Watts-led Spider-Man trilogy, Sony was going to take a bigger creative stake in the mainline Spider-Man films with Tom Holland outside of its often mangled villain-centric Sony Spider-Man universe films like the Venom movies, which really aren't all that bad, but pointing fingers more so at Morbius or Madam Web. We don't really want them, because of those movies, to get all that involved in the creative choices with the next Spider-Man movies and Tom Holland, and kind of messing some things up for the MCU. Also, with Marvel Studios was going to lose out on using Tom Holland's character and some of their on-screen universe projects there as well. Like, I'm just saying, this is all stuff that was going to happen if they don't hash out this new deal, essentially, to have Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, take some more liberty and some more creative control back over with the Spider-Man character, essentially, there as well. So, this here all being said, as I've kind of talked about and have teased throughout this video, where else could Spider-Man show up in the MCU? Very well also having that potential possibility to appear before his next MCU solo outing with Spider-Man 4. Seeing this news will almost surely start the wheel of the speculation side of things and rumor mill side of things among with MCU fans. There has been so much talk about Tom Holland's fourth Spider-Man film in the recent that many have not taken the time to really think about the character's future beyond that, maybe really what the movie's going to consist of, or not just that, but like what the movie's going to lead into, which I've discussed here on the channel. I think that Spider-Man 4 is going to lead right into the events of Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars. It seems that it's probably going to be released after the events of Avengers Doomsday in the summer, probably in taking that untitled Marvel Studios July release that they have for 2026, and it will lead right into the events of Avengers Secret Wars. It would also make sense that Marvel Studios would be fighting to use Tom Holland's wall-crawling hero and some of its other projects in the next couple of years, inside and out of his MCU Spider-Man 4 movie, and inside and out of the next two Avengers movies, like having that potential to appear in other Marvel projects, Disney Plus projects as well. Maybe like Daredevil Born Again Season 2 or something of that nature, I think is something that a lot of fans out there would love to see. But guys, you let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Peace out.